Hello, everybody. Gonna do a quick reading. Sorry, I'm just massaging my foot a little bit because I think it's from my wearing the flip flops around today while I was cleaning. So you can see on the background, I put a picture of the dogs from the other day when they were watching a movie starring Betty Davis. I had on in the background. Which reminds me there was something online I needed to check. I'll have to do that after the reading anyway. So many things to do, so little time. Like today I was not only cleaning but also reorganizing, like moving furniture around and, stuff like that, and vacuuming under things that hadn't been moved for a while, and kind of like a midsummer spring cleaning. So, and especially since the dogs are mostly done shedding right now, by now it's a good time to kind of do some more deep vacuuming around the house. So anyway, and then they enjoyed some treats outside. They had some raw bones from one of the local butchers, which they love getting those. So if you hear some crunching in the background, it's one of the dogs that, they don't have any like meat on that bone anymore. It's down to the bone already. Especially the big guy, the new guy. He puts it away, man. I don't have to worry about him eating his food. Whereas my senior dog, which you can see her on the picture there down towards the right, my senior dog, she's a little bit more picky, but when she was all done with her raw bone, she came in, she was all smiles, like, yeah, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and get some cards out today, starting here. A little bit of karmic energy, and I think that's because of the full moon coming up. Yep. Potentially a water sign. We also have the Lovers here with a Gemini, but somebody that's a little bit smothering. Yes, Seven of Pentacles. Somebody that needs you to fix things for them, but yet they're the ones mucking it up. They're the gremlin, okay? It's like, it's like when somebody's car breaks down and you're like, okay, well, what's going on with it? And then they tell you, they're like, oh, I don't know. And then you'd be like, well, when's the last time you had the oil changed? And they're like, huh? You know what I mean? And it's like, well, don't you change the oil in your car? Well, no. Well, like, what do you expect was going to happen? But I mean, these aren't teenagers that are learning. These aren't young adults that are learning. These are adults who should know better. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this water sign, this Queen of Cups, might be a little bit defensive, like, saying, in kind of in this negative feminine energy where they're like, oh, well, you're the man, you're supposed to do this, blah, blah. And it's like, well, that's why you go into them places and they put a little sticker on your car. And when you're driving around, you'll see that sticker and it says, next time, next time you need to go get this serviced, okay? Two of Wands. Okay. So you might have some tunnel vision on this here with this Cyclops. Four of Wands. So it might be helpful to, say, get a second opinion, okay? Because it's like this thing. It's like you see the Four of Wands, but it's like it's not working out that way right now. Right? It's like go talk to somebody who's been through it. And that's not necessarily a counselor or a pastor or whatever, because some of those people have their own agendas, right? They're like, yeah, keep coming back so I can bill you some more. You know what I mean? Or keep going to that doctor so they can prescribe this new such and such, and then, charge your insurance. Like, some people don't need all that. Some people just want a little lick of common sense. Is that so hard to understand? All right? Okay. Eight of Wands. So I think this is one of these things, collective, that once you get that clarity, it's going to quickly turn around for you. And the things that were appearing as problems, it's like it's gonna go away. Yeah, Ace of Cups. So some people have severely underestimated your mental capacity, your emotional fortitude to move on and away from this chaos here that's happening at these lower levels. Okay. Because when you get to the heart of the matter here with this Two of Wands, with this Cyclops, it's like, it's not that you weren't paying attention, it's that maybe you had tunnel vision on something and you need somebody else to be like, hey, you know what I mean? Because we're not all walking around out here in a vacuum. Okay? But you know, that's what some people want you to believe. They want you to believe that, oh, whatever's happening on so-and-so's social media is the end-all be-all of everything. And it's like, no. You know, some people, you know, it's like that popularity contest, right? Well, yeah, I go hang out at so-and-so's place, and you know how they are, and it's like if you don't agree with them, right, then you get turned into some like bad person or something. And it's like, you know, I just heard that Samuel L. Jackson line, and when he turns around, he says, "I don't remember asking you a damn thing." Where it's like, why should your opinion on the matter make like such a huge difference in the circumstance if you're just like going about your business? You know what I mean? Like, where, you know, where did the common dignity go? And that's where this water sign feminine energy is like, it's like, you know, well, that's why there's a phone book, sis. Go look up such and such and such and such and get her done. You know what I mean? Like, and for some people, it's just the never, you know, that's why it's this gremlins here. It's the never ending story of help me, help me, help me. I mean, how many times have you seen people putting on social media about their business and what they need help with their business about, and you just sitting there thinking like, really? And this person owns a business? It's like, wow, I don't even know how they tie their shoes in the morning if this is what they can't figure out. Sounds to me like maybe they don't want to be in business. Anyway. Wow, that's interesting. That was just going to come out regardless. Page of Cups. Yeah, it's a very immature energy. And this could be somebody with this fish in the cup where that's like they want to baby trap somebody. And then it's like, oh, yeah, you just have to take care of me. Like they had nothing to do with it. Page of Swords. Yeah. This person could even be like stalking you, collective, and thinking like, oh, well, are they with somebody else right now because they're trying to get this baby action going on here with this succubus. Because they think, oh, well, when I'm, you know, if I'm with child, then this person just can't ignore me, blah, blah, blah. And it's just entrapment. And all it's going to be is more of the same problems because this person is a gremlin. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, collective, you're very self-sufficient. They are not. They are not. And they use that woe is me thing. They act like they're in the Five of Pentacles to the point of like, you know... And here's the thing, these days, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are considered to have, you know, disabilities, or, you know, they need ADA, you know what I mean, resources and things like that. And they're out there achieving all sorts of things, right? Whereas people who don't really have that... And this is what I'm saying. And it's like they're you know, the self-sabotage, it's like they're crippling themselves. And in the meantime, it's like, well, what did you think was going to happen when you threw away your scooter? What did you think was going to happen when you wreck your car? You're not going to be able to get back and forth to work as easy as you were. You know what I mean? And it's like, to everybody else, this seems like some pretty basic common sense. Right? I don't think the taxpayers, I don't think the sugar daddy, I don't think the whoever wants to go running around. You know what I mean? It's like, I guess you're going to have to call your insurance company and figure it out, ain't you? If that's the way you want to drive, go talk to them about it. Yeah, Two of Cups. See, this Cyclops, it's like just just working with the right person there, and then they're forging this sword in the picture. And then it's like, now that they've done that job, now it's like they're cheersing each other, like, yeah, I get it. Like, this seems so insurmountable, but really it's because this person was sitting on their butt when they're able to stand. This person was throwing, acting like a Luddite. If you don't know what a Luddite is, go look it up. But the thing about the Luddites is that they actually had systems in place, where this person don't want to do that neither. For them, it's like, oh, well, I look good, therefore you have to kiss my butt. And it's like, no, I don't. And in fact, if you didn't have that on your old head, and if you didn't have all that makeup on your face, and if you didn't have that and this and the other, maybe you wouldn't be looking so good, because your attitude stinks. Right? Versus other people that are out there working. After I was done cleaning inside, I went out, pulled back the trash bins, and I was out there pulling some weeds. You know what I mean? Like, some people find jobs to do and do it. Some people make themselves useful. Other people show up useless with not a thought in their head, but yet they have a perfectly capable body. Now, ask yourself, collective, how long do you want to be that gullible person? How many, oh, you're my heroes, is it going to take to realize you're being used? Judgment card. Wow. So, yeah, this person has been trying to impede your success here with this Four of Wands, and they're going to be under judgment for it. And this might actually come through the law too, because this is because of the card position here. It's like, something is going to be spoken, and it's going to be like, people are going to be very grateful for this judgment, because they're like, oh my God, thank God I don't have to keep up with this charade, because whatever this person's doing over here, I can't do that. I mean, this is the thing, collective. It's like, these people, they just push it and push it and push it, and after a while, it's like, they tell on themselves, right? It's like, you walked away from this a long time ago, but, now everyone else is starting to see, right? And everyone else is like, yeah, how come they're getting away with it? Oh, yeah, that's a big shocker mystery now, isn't it, right? Oh, now we're finding out. Now we're finding out. That person's not as loyal as you thought they were. That person's kind of slimy, ain't they? You know what I mean? Just because they walk in the door with a tidbit of gossip that may or may not be true about somebody that you may or may not get along with, all of a sudden, you gotta hop on the bandwagon. Are your lives that fucking pathetic? Take up some knitting. Go buy yourself a cross stitch at one of them craft stores. Get busy with something. Because whatever y'all have been getting into has been giving you the foobar. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? Knight of Cups. So, collective, after this situation comes to pass, you're going to be turning the corner. Like I said, it's gonna come quick, and it's, and then it's like, This could even be somebody that's aware of the situation that's going to come towards you, like as a Knight of Cups, and be like, yeah, like I see how hard that you've worked, and I want to offer you something, you know, kind of thing. So that might feel a little bit foreign to some of you, collective. Okay, so um just be aware of that, okay, as the full moon approaches. I feel like this energy is very much related to the upcoming full moon at the end of the month. Page of Wands here. So this message, this good news, it's kind of like, yeah, you're this Ace of Cups. That says giant whale on it. It's like you are the big time. These people are all looking around saying, oh, well, I bet so-and-so's going to make the big time. I bet so-and-so's going to make the big time. Look at that on the bottom of the deck. 7 of Swords, and you got the 7 of Cups. It's like they're searching around for somebody that's cool, right? When they don't realize that so-and-so sitting next to them is cooler than, you know, 15 little fingers of whoever that they think shit doesn't stink that day. All right, and that's the good news here with this Page of Wands. So some of these people are going to have to kind of go back to the drawing board with it, but I think there's going to be a sense of relief in the energy with this Judgment. Okay, because the illusions that other people have been holding up are definitely going to fall apart. Okay, because instead of standing on their own, you know, pretending to be an empress, you know, pretending to be an emperor, you know, pretending to know what's going on, really, they're actually, instead of figuring it out, they're just throwing stuff at the machine, like kicking it. You know, it's like the guy in Office Space where he just like starts beating up the printer. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I can tell you that's not going to make it work. But he was to the point of frustration. But he was actually there working. You know what I mean? Whereas other people are like, oh, I don't want to do that. That's hard. I want to sit on my lazy ass and do nothing. That's how these other people are. Right? And so instead of getting up and doing something, they're like, oh, yeah, well, you know, it's kind of like you come home and be like, oh, well, did you do such and such? Oh, well, I don't know if that works or not. What do you mean you don't know if it works or not? Did you turn it on? Oh, well, I thought it didn't work. Like, they didn't even try. Okay, this is the level of incompetence. It's purposeful. It's 100% purposeful. And once you start seeing it with this Cyclops here, this, you know, even if it's, you know, kind of, you know, maybe you don't have that trusted friend right now. Maybe you just need to look yourself in the mirror, collective, and be like, could you look at somebody in the eye? I mean, what if this was a work situation that you were in, right? How would your boss react? How would the big boss react? Do you think they'd react in the same manner and be like, oh, I guess it's just, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. So yeah, I'm getting that Loverboy song, Turn Me Loose. This person is going to get cut off 6 ways from Sunday with the 7 of Swords, because that's how many times. It's literally every day of the week they are sabotaging you. Okay. And, you know, this Nessie card here, the Loch Ness Monster, it's like, you know, looking for them to support you is like thinking you're going to go over there and find the Loch Ness Monster on your first try. Okay. Because this person ain't about that. They don't care in that way. They're not interested in that. And you know, maybe you got snowed. Okay. But, you know, you ever hear of sunk cost? Look it up. Look it up. That's what they count on. And they use emotional manipulation to try and get you to continue down that path. And then they'll really throw the stuff out and be like, oh, but we're related. Oh, but we went to the same school together. Oh, but we used to work together. Oh, but we used to be neighbors. Oh, but okay. Okay, now ask yourself the amount of times that person helped you out for any particular reason aside from when they were getting what they wanted out of it. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere, ain't we? Right? Now the truth speaks. Okay. So, you know what I mean? What's that song by Jimmy Buffett? Come Monday, it's like, okay, you're finding out now, but come Monday, it's going to be all right because you are, going in the direction that you need to go, not down the path that this person is going of, pretending to be incompetent. It's the same as these, like, I mean, I just saw, after all this fraud they've been finding, that Nick Shirley guy, he's been finding all that fraud, right? And now they just paused all those checks to a few states. It's like that. It's those people, the scammers. And then it's like they want people to sit and feel sorry, and it's like, no. No, I don't. I don't feel sorry at all. That's the consequences of those actions. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are, yes. There's no point in trying to change that which is beyond our control. Yeah, sometimes that's just how these people want to operate. So you got to let them operate that way. And, don't be there trying to hold up the tower when they're the one setting off the explosions. They're the one, right? Pulling out those Jenga pieces from the bottom of the tower. Sometimes it's real simple, ain't it? Sometimes it's real simple. You know what usually happens in those situations? If you were to place a business, you're fired. That's what happens. You're fired. How about that? Oh, you can't fire me. I'm the boss's kid. Oh, yeah? You want to make a bet? This ain't Roadhouse. Right? Remember that movie Roadhouse? That guy has that whole town intimidated until Patrick Swayze comes there and cleans it up. Right? And they're all getting away with all the corruption and stuff, stealing from each other, acting like goddamn criminals and heathens. A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. So this 9 of Pentacles, this 2 of Cups, collective, somebody sees you for who you are, and they understand that, like, you're the type of person that wants to help. You're the type of person that, yeah, I can fix that, but you're not, you're not wanting to be manipulated anymore. You know what I mean? And I think it's kind of that thing where people are starting to see it, and they're like, man, like when after the police came and, dragged my ex out of this house. Right? And his stepdad was over after that and helped me with my door and stuff that this fucker had knocked down. One of the 4 that he destroyed. Anyway, his stepdad was over here, looking at damages and stuff, and he was like, did nobody ever warn you about him? And I just kind of looked at him like no. And it wasn't even a year into the relationship that I found out he was a felon. Right? You know what I mean? It's like they do this stuff on purpose to try and trap you in. Then it's harder to get out of it. Right? And then you start rationalizing, oh, well, people have made mistakes. Maybe they've changed. Maybe, you know what I mean? But no, then you find out when you were having to call the police again and again, right, to have somebody removed that, no, they haven't changed. And yeah, I wish somebody had warned me. Maybe I would have gotten out of this crap hole, right, a little faster. So collective, this is that if nobody's told you that yet, right? If nobody's told you, hey, you know, I think you can do better than this situation that you're in, I'm telling you now. It's one thing to go in there and fix the problem. It's another to go and fix somebody's self-sabotage. And it's extremely another to fix someone's self-sabotage that don't want to be fixed. They want to get their way. You know, all these people in jail, oh, they're mentally ill. Oh, no, I think what happened was what had happened was somebody finally told these goddamn idiots no, and they didn't like it. And they had the conniption fit of their lives. And then when they did, guess what? People got hurt, didn't they? And now here's the consequences. It's called jail. Get used to it, son. Get used to it, son. Honey, whoever, right? You better start looking for your new love on the inside, because the outside world is done. It's like these people want to have chance after chance after chance. It's like you already ruined your chance on the outside of jail. Let's see how long you last on the inside of jail. Let's see if you can become a model prisoner. Now they're crying the blues, ain't they? Oh no, I don't want to have to do that. Yeah, because we already know you're going to fail. Because you already failed on the outside with everybody helping you left and right. So, you know, the people that actually have had to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, they don't care. You know, say your goodbyes, write it on a postcard. Okay? Maybe it'll get back return to sender. Maybe they won't care when you mail it out, and then you'll really find out how many friends you have after fooling around. This is where the judgment's coming, because you're impeding this Four of Wands. Embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. Yeah. So whoever's been impeding this Four of Wands for you, collective, your time of freedom is here. It says here on this bottom card, there's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. So because this you know, Seven of Swords has been like so blatantly discovered, okay, and the judgment is upon them and is going to be spoken over their life, you are now free to move. You are now free to move about the cabin, right? But please do keep your safety belt fastened while seated, okay? Right? It doesn't mean go hog wild, but it does mean that that person no longer has control. That person no longer has a say-so. They tried their say-so on the outside in the general population, right? Right? Now they're going to find out what the general population is really like, but it's going to be the general population of jail. And then the silent majority outside of jail is going to sleep peacefully and not give a rip. Because we know there's people there at jail guarding these people, collecting paychecks and paying taxes just like we are. So while they're collecting their 3 squares and have nothing to do but, you know, read and write letters and, you know, correspond like they did back in the old days, right? They get to be Lord of the Manor. Alrighty then. I think this completes the reading for today. So collective, you know, as this full moon approaches, if you are feeling this kind of energy, if it resonates with you, take this as your message today. If this doesn't resonate with you, if you just don't sweat it, it's not your message, right? Thank God you don't have to deal with some of these low lives, right? Thank God you can just watch them on Dateline NBC from the safety of your living room. All right. Until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye-bye.